Hey guys, I'm coming at you from a chilled out position because I've had a very annoying blood sugar day, but I just had to come on here real quick and talk about what is happening because I can't believe what's happening. You guys know that I wrote. I'm talking about this a lot, guys, but this is amazing, and this is just a little PSA to just go for your dreams because you never know what's going to happen. I wrote "Breathing Roses." And I want to preface before I say anything else that this isn't perfect because it'd be perfect if I was able to be calling Brooke right now and being like, hey girl, you need to go look at this. Like, that's why it would be perfect. But this is amazing because I wrote Breathing Roses. I planned it 6 years ago. Okay, so it sat in the back of my mind for 6 years. I didn't write it when I originally planned to write it, when I tried to because it was just too painful. Because I originally tried in November of 2018, and Brooke passed in June of 2018, and I had already like talked to her family about before I even wrote the book, like, hey, is it okay if I do this? And they actually really liked the idea to the point where I ended up with a computer from them to help me write. And but it was just too painful, and they understood that. And then I just picked it up on and off throughout the years, a little bit here, a little bit there. But then in September of last year, I actually sat down and for 2 months put pedal to the metal to write out the novella, which ended up being about 20,000 words. So it took me about 2 months to write. Um, and this was like being like every day, like, except for like a break during Hurricane Milton and Helene. So there was like a 2 week gap where I wasn't doing anything. But beyond that, so I guess maybe like a month and a half, every day, pedal to the metal, thinking about the book, writing in the book, editing the book, planning the book, like constantly book brain, right? And during that whole process, I was like, nobody's probably going to want to read this. Or if they do, like, I know my family will read it. I know that her family, her grandmother will read it, and that's enough for me. That's all I want to do this for. That's the only people I'm doing this for, like, besides Brooke, obviously. um, just sending that book off to her grandmother was the epitome of like I did it moment for me, right? So then I took a break during the holidays, and around December 30th, because November 13th is when I printed it, and it got to her grandmother a couple days later. Um, or November 13th, I guess I should say, is when the books arrived. I printed them at the like a week or so prior from Barnes and Noble. And so I got my three personal copies on November 13th. I still have one. My mom has one, and her grandmother has one. And so sending that off and her getting it a couple days later was like the epitome of, like I said, like, okay, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. So then I took a break over Christmas and Thanksgiving, and my book went live January 1st. I submitted it December 30th, which was an all day process. But it went live November 1st, at January 1st. And like I said, and I already want to say thank you to the people on here that have purchased it and read it, and I appreciate that so much. And then that was almost like when I saw your guys' comments, that was almost like a holy cow moment. Like, wow, three people bought my book. This is more than I ever dreamed. And I was like, I can't get any better than this. And I had two other people buy it yesterday. I had five people message me about it. People I don't know. Okay, so this was just like on a Reddit forum, like for advertising, and I didn't really expect much to come of it, honestly. It wasn't even actually advertising. It was actually just a Reddit forum where I was posting a picture showing that a couple of people had bought my book, and I was like, "This is amazing," and celebrating it. Wasn't even asking people to buy it. Okay, so like that was the whole point of the post, was just to share, and because I'd shared on this forum as I was writing it at times. Um, I had two people confirm buy it. I had five other people message me that they want to buy it and they're looking into it. I had my first 5-star review show up on my Amazon profile about the book, like a 5-star review. And I am only 6 spots away from being in the top 100 on memoirs. So I'm like, I don't even know how to process what is happening right now. Like, this is more than I ever imagined would ever happen. And, I've kind of shifted my focus now to whatever my blood sugar decides to behave itself, to writing my new book that I'm going to start, which is I came up with the name of Thunder's Corner, and it's a mystery novel. So I'm planning on starting that today or tomorrow, depending on sugar and stuff. But um, I just can't believe what's happening. Like when I saw that 5-star review pop up last night, first thing I thought it was Brooke. And like immediately, like, I want to share this with Brooke so bad. I wish she could see it. I hope she's proud. I hope that somehow, some way she can see what's going on. Okay. So my first thought was Brooke. My second thought was just to break down in tears of happiness, because this is like, there's so many dreams I've dreamed of that haven't been able to come true because of my CF at times. Like I dreamt of going to college and becoming a vet, and I couldn't do that. I dreamt of, getting the service dog, but it was too expensive. I couldn't do that. There's so many things over my life. I've dreamt of having my own horse, but that's out of my budget, so it won't happen. Like there's so many dreams in my life that I haven't been able to have come true. And to see a dream come true for the first time since 2019, and knowing that like it's actually happening, like if this is as far as I get, this is already farther than I already planned on going. Like, so yeah, I just want to say that if you have this crazy dream that you think is not going to happen, just do go for it, because there were so many times where I was writing on my computer being like frustrated, or just thinking like, I'm writing this for one person and that's enough for me, but nobody's going to read it. But it'd be amazing if they did. And it was more of like that kind of thought where it's like, far-fetched, dreams kind of thought. Like it'd be amazing if they did. And now I am 6 spots away from being in the top 100 on Amazon, and I have my of memoirs, and I have my 5-star review, and I have like at least 7 people that messaged me about my book last night. I can't believe it. So follow your dreams, guys. Follow your dreams. If they take you 2 months, if they get frustrating, if they seem so far out of reach, if they seem like, people think you're crazy, follow your dreams, because you never know where the places it could take you. And I am just so, at the core of it all, I'm just so thankful that there's people out there that care enough about to read about my best friend that I wanted to share with the world. There's people out there that will get to know Brooke even 7 years after she's passed away. There's people out there that will know who she was, what an amazing person she was. And at the core of it all, I think that is what is the best part of this, is just sharing her story with the world, and knowing that she's going to make a difference, even when she's not here. So yeah, just my random thoughts before I hopefully get to start working on Thunder's Corner. But it's this feeling of like, I've called myself an author, and I have been since I started writing, but like I'm an author that people want to actually read my book, and I don't know what to say about it. I don't have the words.